Imagine stepping into a courtroom where logic bends, the truth hides behind laughter, and justice wears a crooked smile. In this peculiar legal drama, we are not simply observing a trial. Rather, we are peeling back the curtain on a story so bizarre that it could only unfold in real life. In today's case, we delve into the extraordinary journey of a lawyer who found himself defending the supernatural. A self-proclaimed ghost whisperer named Clara. Clara was not your average paranormal enthusiast. She had spent years studying the unseen, advocating for the existence of spirits, and helping those who claim to be haunted by forces beyond our comprehension. Her passion for the supernatural was matched only by her conviction that these entities were deserving of legal representation, especially when it came to protecting their rights against the living. When Clara was charged with trespassing on private property during a ghost investigation, her case quickly turned into a media sensation. The courtroom buzzed with anticipation as the public was captivated by the idea that a lawyer would defend the rights of spirits. How could one argue in favor of the ethereal? What grounds could there be when the subjects of the case were invisible to the naked eye? As her lawyer James prepared for the trial, he realized he was about to embark on a journey that would challenge not only the legal system, but also the very fabric of reality as understood by society. He knew that he would need to construct a compelling argument that was not only based on legal precedents, but also on the philosophical implications of belief in the supernatural. On the first day of the trial, the courtroom was packed. Reporters, curious onlookers, and skeptics filled the benches, eager to witness the unfolding drama. The judge, an elderly man with a sharp mind but a skeptical heart, presided over the proceedings with a raised eyebrow. James stood tall at the defendant's table, his expression a mix of determination and disbelief. As the prosecution laid out its case, they painted Clara as a reckless individual who had invaded someone's private space in pursuit of ghosts. They argued that her actions were not only irresponsible but also a violation of the law. The prosecutor, a seasoned attorney with a penchant for drama, waved his hands passionately as he described the chaos that ensued when Clara was found on the property. But James was ready. The first part of his defense centered on the concept of belief. He argued that the law must consider the belief systems of individuals. In a diverse society where freedom of expression is paramount, denying a person the right to pursue their beliefs, even if they involve communicating with spirits, could set a dangerous precedent. He called upon expert witnesses, each with their own experiences of the supernatural. One was a historian who specialized in folklore, recounting tales of communities that had coexisted with spirits for centuries. Another was a psychologist who discussed the psychological benefits of belief in the supernatural, asserting that for many, these beliefs provided comfort and a sense of community. As the days passed, James painted a picture of a world where the supernatural and the living could coexist. He argued that Clara's investigation into the paranormal was not merely a whimsical pursuit but a profound quest for understanding. The courtroom listened intently as James emphasized that the right to seek answers, even from the beyond, is fundamental to the human experience. The turning point of the trial came when James made a bold move. He requested permission to conduct a demonstration in the courtroom, a séance, if you will. This unprecedented request stunned everyone present. The judge deliberated for a moment, then, with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism, granted permission. On the day of the séance, the atmosphere was electric. James invited Clara to lead the session, and the audience fell silent in anticipation. Clara, with a calm demeanor, began to call upon the spirits. She spoke softly, her voice barely above a whisper as she reached out to the unseen. As she conducted the séance, the room was filled with a palpable tension. Some members of the jury appeared skeptical, while others were visibly moved, their expressions shifting from doubt to intrigue. Clara's connection with the spirits was uncanny. She described their presence, their messages, and their emotions, painting vivid images that seemed to resonate with the audience. James seized the moment. He turned to the jury and posed a thought-provoking question. If we can accept that emotional experiences and connections can exist beyond the physical realm, how can we deny the rights of those who inhabit that realm? This question hung in the air, and for the first time the jury appeared to contemplate the case from a different angle. James continued to argue that the case was not merely about trespassing. It was about the fundamental right to explore, to question, and to connect with what lies beyond our understanding. Throughout the trial, James also brought in the broader implications of the case. He highlighted how across cultures, there are countless instances of people attempting to communicate with the dead. From ancient Egyptian practices to modern-day mediums, the quest to connect with the afterlife has been a common thread throughout human history. He emphasized that society often dismisses the supernatural due to fear or misunderstanding. By doing so, we risk alienating a significant portion of the population who finds solace and understanding in these beliefs. The courtroom's atmosphere shifted as the jury began to see the broader implications of their decision. As the trial neared its conclusion, James prepared to deliver his closing argument. He stood before the jury and laid out a compelling narrative. He recounted the journey of humanity through the ages, how people have always sought answers to life's greatest questions, often turning to the supernatural for guidance. He urged the jury to consider their own beliefs, their own experiences, and to reflect on the importance of understanding rather than dismissing the unknown. In defending Clara, we are not merely defending an individual's actions. We are defending the very essence of human curiosity and the right to explore beyond the veil of what we can see. We must embrace the unknown, for it is in that space that we truly find ourselves. The jury deliberated for what felt like an eternity. When they finally returned, the courtroom was silent. The foreman stood up, his voice steady as he proclaimed the verdict, not guilty. A wave of relief washed over Clara and James, while a murmur of disbelief spread through the crowd. In the aftermath of the trial, Clara's case ignited discussions across the country. People began to reconsider their perceptions of the supernatural and the importance of belief in shaping human experience. Clara emerged not only as a victor in court, but also as a symbol of the right to explore the unknown. James, too, found himself transformed by the experience. He realized that the courtroom could be a space for more than just the law. It could also be a platform for dialogue about the human experience in all its complexities. As we reflect on this remarkable case, it becomes evident that the boundaries between the tangible and the intangible are far more fluid than we often acknowledge. This trial serves as a reminder that perhaps our understanding of reality is just one thread in a much larger tapestry. So as we close this chapter on defending the supernatural, let us carry forward the lesson that belief, no matter how unconventional, deserves respect and understanding. In a world that often seeks to categorize and rationalize, let us not forget the beauty of the unknown and the importance of curiosity in our shared human journey. In this courtroom, the verdict may have surprised many, but it also opened the door to deeper discussions about belief, understanding, and the rights of all beings, seen and unseen. In the end, justice wore a crooked smile, and reality, as we often perceive it, proved to be stranger than fiction.